The next project we're working with involves podcasts. You can find out more information about what a podcast is and what it's used for on the main project page for this assignment. We're going to go ahead and choose podcast. I'm going to name this podcast. You can say 1. I've already got one, so I'm going to call it 2. It's going to open. The first thing you're going to notice is that there are 4 tracks, and the interface looks a little different than all our previous projects. We have a media track, which lets you add photos, kind of like slides, so you can have a photo slideshow as you're speaking. These are the vocal tracks that it offers you, and you can add more, and they're not really gender specific, it just names them that. And then there's also a jingles line, so if you want music in the background, and that sort of thing. Go ahead, put all your photos on the desktop before you start working with them. Just makes it easier to manage all of your projects. And you can see that just by dragging them onto the top line, it'll put them wherever I want them. You can drag them this way and that way. It's going to be a horizontal line just because as a slide it's going to stay there until you put another one in. So you can change the length by dragging it back and forth. I'm going to make mine 5 seconds. You'll notice the timeline has numbers right at the top. So let's put him at the very beginning. I'm going to have him there for 5 seconds, depending on how it would match with your spoken line. You can add another photo just by dragging this in. You can put it right there, and you can line it up exactly with that. And you'll notice you might have to make it smaller also. If you want, you can actually make your timeline smaller so that it's easier to work with. Okay, just like that. I'm going to pull up a previous document to show you a little bit, but before I do that, here's the jingles. If you're interested in putting a jingle in, you're going to go to the loop button, which is the eyeball, right down here. Push the loop button, and here's your jingles line. You have lots to choose from. We're working with instruments, band instruments, so here's orchestral or different options for you. So let me go ahead and pull up. And this is one that I've already created just to show you a couple different things. I've already selected the photos to come in and change as my vocal line changes and as what I'm speaking about as I need a new picture. So I have added a jingle line, and by clicking this button right here, it allows me to have the volume. I did have to alter the volume depending on my spoken voice because I wanted it as background music to be a little quieter in the background. So going to the very beginning, and you can watch. You can't really watch your slideshow as a presentation, except for you can see by clicking right here, it'll show you when your project changes. So
This episode is all about the clarinet.
you'll watch my photos getting ready to change right here.
One of the most important things with beginning students is making sure that they're holding the instrument correctly. When holding the
And then it'll
clarinet,
change
it's
again.
important to make sure that the left hand is on top and the
Okay? It also, this may not show up for you in the very beginning. So if you need to pull up the bottom part of the screen to see exactly where your pictures are, double click on your picture. It'll pull it up. You can give each one a chapter title. So this is my front page. Maybe this is holding position. This one's finger placement, and so on, etc. Okay? This right here is going to be the main page that it displays, like it says when iTunes episode, the main front page, basically. Okay, and that's just enough to get you started.